Hey, what's up? What's up? What's up? What's up? What's up? A gracious good morning to you, good people. It's your girl KB. You know what I do, and you know why I do it. It is Tuesday morning. It's December 30th. We're almost into the new year, folks. Um, it is 2:57 in the a.m. I want to share something with you that some of you are going to get and appreciate, and others of you are going to be clutching the pearls. Either way, y'all know I'm gonna say it. Notice how the diction changed. Y'all know I'm gonna say it. Not I'm gonna say it. Not going to, gonna say it. So, you know, you've often heard me say things have more emphasis, when you say them grammatically incorrect. So I'm gonna say it. I'm old school. I was born in the 60s. I'm old school. I was raised old school. Both of my parents are from the South. So there's an added layer to the flavor, a bark, if you will. And I mean that both literally and figuratively, a bark. Um, my sister and I share like opposites in a lot of things. My sister is appalled when she hears the words MF. And I can't say it on here because, I'll be censored. My sister is totally appalled. For me, that word is every article of speech I can think of. I'm like Bernie Mac when it comes to that word. It's a noun, it's a verb, it's an adverb, it's an adjective. And sometimes people want to play in your face. And, I have to unsheath that word. That's me. That's not my sister. My sister is especially appalled when she hears the word coming from a woman. See, I'm the reason why we have rules. We were raised with rules. The oldest gets, favoritism. The youngest gets a little pampering and, an added layer of favoritism because that's the last born. I'm the reason that the term all hell breaking loose is a phrase that's commonly used for the older folks. Yeah, I'm the middle. I'm saying all this to say, now yesterday, an individual came into the workplace, and because this particular individual felt like they weren't receiving the services that they were entitled to fast enough, everybody became the N word. And I mean the N word. My man was using that word so fast and furious that it sounded like he was speaking in N-word tongues. He even called an East Indian woman the N-word because her skin she's darker than me, y'all. But I've often shared I'm not the darkest black person in the world, but I do identify as black. Anyway, I'm tripping out because, I'm trying to show restraint. And people around me, well, he's mentally ill. He's this, he's that, he's the other. These helpful buzzwords that make racism tolerable, palatable. And I of the school. I don't care what label you slap on it. You know, especially that one, oh, they're mentally ill. They're not mentally ill enough to know not to say, or I won't say they're not mentally ill enough to not use that word. You know, yes, it's the low hanging fruit, but it's one that they use on a regular basis. And my man was very comfortable using it. Then I was very, very, very upset at an individual, African American, who chased after the person to make sure that they were okay. You know, at that point, I gives a damn whether you're okay or not, because you identify me as something less than human. So how could I possibly help? And truth be told, I'm not going to help because you've identified me as something less than human. Now I'm going to be the best, whatever it is that you identify me as. Because that's how you saw me. That's what, you know, hey, let me play this role to the fullest so you'll understand why you can't. You said you wanted help, but you came in, you know, quantifying and qualifying who was going to provide help and how they were going to provide help. Now, I'm all for you saying what you need. You know, that's part of being autonomous. That's part of having agency and authority. But what you not going to damn do is embrace the racism that bought you and expect help from me. Yeah, that I just want to know how much racism is socially acceptable and why are the victims of this racism, you know, tolerating it. Now, I'm all for teachable moments. But you can't teach with something that's that deeply ingrained. And I learned that the hard way. I learned that in being civil and thinking that I'm having teachable moments when in fact I'm playing into the hands of fragility. I want you to hear me good. I thought I was having teachable moments when in fact I was playing into the hands of fragility, because that person had no regard for anything that I was providing in the way of education. They reverted immediately back to the wind always blows in my favor. And what I learned is parallel to a line from the song Big Pimpin'. I believe that's the song. Some of you aren't going to relate to that song because a lot of you don't listen to hip hop, and I don't really listen to hip hop that much. But there's a line in that song. It's like, read a book, you illiterate SOB. Step up your vocab. And see, it's not my job to provide you with an education. I want you to hear me again. It's not my job to provide you with an education. Everybody has this thing in their hand, the majority of the time, that's basically a mini computer. You'll Google directions. You'll Google somebody's name. You'll even Google gossip. But what you don't Google is your thoughts and your feelings, to analyze them, to see how and why someone else finds your words and your actions offensive. That part.